So in the beginning of the year, I wanted to focus more on my Instagram. And my Instagram, I needed to do something that didn't burn me out. I didn't need to do like a bunch of reels every single day. And this year, at the beginning of January 2025, and it's only been like a couple months now, I have tackled Instagram on a better note without burning out. Hi, and welcome back to Small Talk Sundays. If you don't know who I am, my name is Michelle. I am a beauty entrepreneur and your YouTube girly talking all things beauty and business. So let's dive into it. So last year, I stopped Instagram for like 4 months, or I think a little bit longer. But then I wanted to give it a chance again this year and try to do things at a slower note. And I think I've talked about this on my channel before about like what my strategy is and what I'm going to be doing for Instagram. But now it's been 2 months and I think it's a lot better than what I did last year. So last year, like in the beginning of the year before I burnt out, I actually were like before I go to bed, I was actually posting things like right before, literally right before I go to bed, and I would schedule them in the morning, but it was every single day. And I think that mentally just caused me to burn out because I had to, it wasn't really strategic, but it was just like I had to put a reel out because, the trend was if you put a reel out, you'll get more views from non followers. And I wanted to have like more of a plan with like content pillars, how I'm going to be structuring it, what the week is going to look like for the Instagram. And it doesn't always have to be reels. But since now I've gone back to it, I've gotten actually one viral video that actually surpassed my one that I've been stuck on for a while as a small content creator. And I'm actually really proud of that. So, yay me. And the one thing that I've also improved on with this Instagram like challenge is that I'm actually getting a lot more engagement and I'm giving the engagement back. And I think that's something that hasn't been really talked about. And when I'm talking about engagement, I'm talking about actually reaching out to other businesses or other people that are in your industry and having like an online chat and just saying like, hey, like I've been following you for a while and I think you're doing great or whatever you need to say. And honestly, like if someone told me that, like it makes me happy. And when I tell people those things, because I have been following them, it makes them really happy. And it's kind of cute. Because like maybe down the road, you don't know who you're going to be connecting to and you want to keep the relationships alive with these people who are in the business because you don't know if they're going to be valuable to you in the long run or if you want to collab with them as well. But I think for this video, I want to point out the things that have changed in Instagram and what I've noticed recently. And I'm just like, I don't think this was there before. And we all know that Instagram has been changing dramatically every single time. And some people notice it, some people don't, but I definitely notice it. And I thought it was interesting. So let's go for number one. So, number one that I wanted to mention was there's a scheduling message on Instagram. So, Instagram has officially announced the ability to schedule messages to send later, which is kind of cool. I haven't used it myself, but I always try to schedule my reels in the morning, and I haven't seen the analytics for it because they're always set around like 7:15, 8 o'clock. And if it's on a weekend, I kind of set it a little bit later. But if my content lands on a Sunday, I do it earlier in the morning just because when you wake up on a Sunday, most people like to scroll and just kind of just be on the phone a lot more. And I think that's just my theory without any what's the word? Research. So I think I want to try that out, scheduling a message. And the second one is pinning messages. So Instagram has officially announced the option to pin messages in a chat, which is crazy. I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. Because if you want to highlight something in your message, you can pin it to the board and you can kind of refer back to it if you guys are talking a lot on your messaging. But if you are planning to do this, I do honestly just recommend emailing because I think emailing is still on a professional note, I think it's still one of the best ways to kind of get your point across and the conditions that you guys are both meeting. DMs can be deleted or, like having these on these social apps, I don't think is very professional in my opinion, but that is up to you. But let me know if you're using this feature and let me see what you're pinning. So for the third one, it's going to be the dislike button. So the dislike button, if you haven't seen it yet, it's tested on a new button to next to comments that lets users privately signal when they don't like a comment, helping push negative ones lower. So I think this one is good for those people who have like a big following and they have a bunch of comments, and like a lot of people badmouth on Instagram, and I've seen it, especially on a meme or like a celebrity Instagram. But for a small business, I think that's like not necessary. I feel like it should just be an option if people want to add that into their file. But I thought it was really funny because when I first saw it and I didn't know what it was, I'm like, what is that? Is that like an arrow pointing down to reply? And I'm like, oh. And then that, like, subconsciously, I started just replying to those comments. I'm like, I should be doing this anyways. So this is like a good reminder. But I didn't realize it was a dislike button. And then one more thing that I saw, especially on my stories, it was the new fonts that were coming out. I I've seen a lot of new fonts that were coming out, a lot of more like features that were happening over time. And this is all in the span in like a couple of years that Instagram has like done a lot of changes. We're adding things on every single time, but I feel like it's getting too much. And I remember like Instagram used to be so simple and so easy to use. Like it was just like, okay, you post a photo, people like it, people don't. That was literally it. But I do kind of like the themes that are happening with these new fonts because people are starting to make their pages more, you know, like it looks like a sticker book. And I've been watching so many vlogs about making stickers online, and I'm just like binging on it because I kind of enjoy watching these girls like do their little small businesses and making stickers. Like I wish I can kind of do that as a small business. But then I was like, nah, it's fine. But, anyways, maybe in my next lifetime. But I think I just wanted to highlight the things that were happening on Instagram and like how my experiences for the next or for the last couple of months. And it's been doing pretty well. A lot of people really like engage with it. I don't have a lot of followers, but I have enough. And I know that they're real people and they're local. And that was just kind of the thing that I was targeting. It was just the people here in Vancouver because my business was just servicing one on one, and it didn't have any, and I didn't have any like products or services to sell online. And because that is my goal this year, I hope you kind of stay tuned, see where my journey is headed, because there are a lot of things that are changing right now. And I think it's like really scary right now, but I am trying to do these things on a positive note. And I hope that I can give you some more Instagram tips or anything that will benefit you in the beauty industry or even as a small business creator. But I hope you liked the video. You can always like and subscribe and comment down below. So I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.